When is IRB review required? Let's start with some basic definitions. Research occurs when a systematic investigation is used to create generalizable knowledge. Generalizable knowledge is information that expands the knowledge base of a scientific discipline or other scholarly field of study. It allows the knowledge to be applied to a larger population beyond the site of the data collection or the specific subjects that were studied. In other words, if you plan to present that your research results can be applied to a broader spectrum of the population than just the subjects you studied, then you are creating generalizable knowledge. This would even include research that is meant to duplicate other research and prove that the results are consistent. The next definition is human subjects. Human subjects are living individuals from whom a researcher obtains information or biospecimens by either interacting with the individual or using identifiable private information or biospecimens that someone else has obtained. Some non-intuitive examples include access to genomic databases or data sets received from third-party sources. So, if you are conducting research that will provide generalizable knowledge, and you are using human subjects, you will need IRB review. So what happens and what is involved in an IRB review? The University of Idaho IRB helps researchers check for compliance with federal law, state and local law, international laws, university policies, previously approved similar research, best practices and standards, official guidance from various federal agencies, and ethical standards. The IRB also reviews for clarity, consistency, and fairness to human subjects, as well as any funding agency requirements prior to approving a human subjects research protocol. It doesn't matter if the research is funded or unfunded, medical or non-medical, low risk or no risk. The IRB will still look over the plans for the research. This allows researchers and their human subject participants to be sure that they are engaging in safe and ethically conducted experimentation. To that end, an IRB application usually contains a research protocol or plan and accompanying documents such as recruitment materials, consent, assent, and parental permission documents, the measurements that will be employed, other supporting documentation, and proof of researcher training. The IRB sorts the applications into one of three categories called exempt, expedited, and full board, based on the type of research being conducted and the estimated level of risk to participants. Then, based on the category, a number of reviewers from one to a full panel will review the application. Suggestions might be made for changes or improvement, and from there the application goes back to the researcher and back to the IRB until it is approved. Does every project with human subjects require IRB review? Well, no. There are certain exceptions, and you're encouraged to reach out to the IRB to determine if your project meets one of them. What is not human subjects research? Quality improvement or quality assurance, certain oral histories, journalism, or biographies, data collection to be used for marketing or internal management or administrative purposes, research practica, which is practice research conducted in a classroom, certain projects using secondary publicly available information, certain projects using information or biospecimens from the deceased, and other types of projects using de-identified data. Guidance documents are available on the IRB website, but you're encouraged to reach out to irb@uidaho.edu to verify that your project meets the exception requirements. Just briefly describe your project in an email, be ready for a few questions, and we can let you know if you should apply for IRB review or not. Remember, an IRB determination can only be given before any research project begins. So check with the IRB prior to beginning your project if you think you might need IRB review. For a formal letter of determination, submit a project through the Veris system. This can be especially useful if you plan to publish and need a letter showing that you have been through the IRB process, even if the IRB determined that your project was not human subjects research. The IRB is here to help researchers navigate their way through an increasingly complex series of rules, regulations, and requirements. Additionally, when needed, the IRB will assist not only with protocol review, but clinicaltrials.gov registration, interinstitutional agency agreements between IRBs when researchers are collaborating, individual investigator agreements when researchers are collaborating with someone who is not affiliated with an institution, material transfer agreements of biospecimens, data transfer and use agreements of coded or identifiable data, congruency reviews for grant compliance, and other circumstances that may warrant IRB assistance. This presentation isn't comprehensive and isn't intended to make a determination. Exact definitions of identifiable data or publicly available data may have a different meaning than what you might think. Please be sure to check with the IRB to make sure that data is truly considered publicly available or de-identified prior to moving forward. Research is novel and innovative, and regulations change frequently. We're here to help researchers at our university. We always recommend that you check with the IRB prior to beginning your project to make sure that you do or do not need to submit an application for review. Please feel free to reach out to irb@uidaho.edu for assistance or with any questions you may have. Thank you.